I would put him in jail for attempted deception.
Well,
throwing up Pringles. They look
I
like
thought it was Pringles.
It is attempted deception because really you're hoping that someone pops the top. You're not hoping for. You said splatter. No, you don't want.
You
splatter.
roll it in there.
You want. You want someone to be like, oh, that's probably still fresh.
ooh, pizza flavor.
It is fresh. It's still fresh.
That's the whole point of the can.
Sour cream and onion.
Really?
No.
Yeah, there's more inside.
He's taking off with it.
This guy deserves what he gets.
Welcome to the iKnowBadeaux Podcast.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the iKnowBadeaux Podcast. Coming at you from the Slice on Oak Studios. I am Mayor Dave Badeaux, the City of Brainerd, and with me, as always, is my brother.
This episode contains frequent and mildly graphic mentions of poop.
Anyways, Councilman Gabe Johnson, how are you, sir?
I am well, Dave. How are you?
I am excellent. Are we ready to do some news?
I am.
Let's do this. Don't tell Scotty he does weird news.
Jake Carter, 27, was given a criminal behavior order in November, which banned him from using a bike or e-scooter.
Okay.
I'm in.
He breached the order twice, and on one occasion cycled to his appointment with the probation service.
That's great.
He just pulled up to the PO's office on his bike.
On the bike that he was for his meeting about not being able to ride a bike.
What did he do?
Yeah. Sweet jumps.
Jump 10 trash cans.
The ban had been imposed on the defendant after he assaulted multiple women in the city after cycling up to them.
You're a terrible stuntman.
What?
You're a terrible stuntman.
I'm just kidding. I can hear you.
This story went from this is going to be sweet
Fun, yeah.
to I think we should move on.
I'm disappointed.
He's
in
not
him.
allowed to ride a bike anymore.
Because he biked up to them and then assaulted them.
Did they try banning him from assaulting women?
Yeah, I would start start there. Your mode of transportation cannot be quick enough to get you from point A to point B.
Yeah.
You must use one roller skate and one roller blade.
That would be fun to watch.
A skateboard with only the back left and front right wheel.
Okay. I mean, I agree with it. However,
I wouldn't ban him from bikes. I'd put him in jail.
I'm right
curious
there
punishment.
with you. Right there with you. And
No more e-scooters for you, good sir.
Keep assaulting women. Just don't ride a bike while you're doing it.
the breaching of your order by riding a bike to it makes more sense now that like well, I didn't assault anyone on the way here.
See? I'm reformed.
All right, that guy. God, I thought that was gonna be really fun, and it was not. All right, what a bummer. Way to go, Scott.
All right. Speaking of bummers, a man who dragged his uncle's lifeless body into a post office in Carlo now faces further jail time for stealing an $8 ring.
He didn't know it was $8. That's the part that there's no way.
I bet his grandpa had that loose change in his pocket.
Oh man.
Or his uncle, whoever it was.
Yes, this guy and a friend were both jailed after they pleaded guilty to attempted deception.
What country is this? This can't be America.
Attempted deception.
It's Ireland.
Okay. All right. Yeah. That sounds right.
The guy took the body of his dead uncle with the help of his friend to the post office to claim his dead uncle's pension payment in January of last year.
That I knew that's where that was going.
Oh, for like, it's not even worth the couple grand you'd get.
It seems like a really odd decision.
Yeah.
Yes, he now.
How about he used a bike?
He's just out there on the street. Hey, make him wave. Well, I do kind of like that though, because it's a little Weekend at Bernie's-ish.
Yes, they probably had him propped up with shades on, kind of bouncing him in.
He's got a really bad cold. Really bad cold. Well, now you could probably get away with it. You just put a mask on him.
Mm-hmm. He's
You
just
know?
courteous.
Yeah. Oh, he's very, very sick. Very sick. Anyways,
He's sleepy.
here, sign for your check. That part I knew that's where it was going. But okay, all right.
I thought they were trying to mail him. I don't know.
Although
Yeah, you got a box big enough. You got any duffel
I was
bags?
gonna say that's better than losing your duffel bag.
No one does dead like Bernie.
I like that. I do like that.
Yeah, he received a 2-month prison sentence as a result, but appealed the conviction, so is therefore out on bail pending a hearing at the circuit court in January.
For which one? The deception or for the deception?
I think for the earring.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. How would you appeal the attempted deception?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, did you attempt?
It sounds like he was attempting to deceive.
I wasn't attempting.
But and I just like how it's like you're gonna spend 2 months in jail unless you say mm-mm.
Yeah,
And now you're out.
Free to go.
Until we talk about it more.
I was not
Yeah,
attempting.
I appeal. Oh, all right. See you later. If he's found guilty in the circuit court, he could face a further 6 months in jail on top of the 2 months for the earring theft.
But the 2 months for the dead guy?
No, 2 months for the earring theft.
Okay,
6
okay.
months for
If he's actually
dragging a dead body to the post office.
But isn't that also attempted deception? I would say
I think the earring is the theft. The deception is
Okay.
dragging the body
Okay.
to try to get pension.
Okay. All right.
That's why in the U.S. they charge you with like doing something to a corpse.
Right,
Right. There
which
should
is
be
like
some type
yeah,
of charge there.
6
should
months
be.
in Ireland.
should be.
Here, what do you think? 7 years?
I do like the idea that someone's like, wait a minute.
Are you trying to deceive me?
I feel an attempt.
Right to jail, right away.
And that also definitely feels like it has happened before. Like, this is not the first time. Fool me once.
Yeah, my cousin Ronnie told me it totally works every time.
Come on, don't bullshit me.
All right, next.
The Rolling Stones are going on tour.
Mm-hmm.
Guess who's sponsoring them?
Oh, God.
Depends.
Yeah, depends or an ED pill.
Close.
Yeah, for him. Hymns.
It's the AARP.
Oh, God. Well, it makes sense. Somebody's got to break down on the way there.
That's AAA.
Well, doesn't the AARP do the same thing? Doesn't AARP like do the same thing?
Maybe they sell insurance. I don't know.
Isn't that like also insurance? Isn't that what it is?
It's the Association of Old People.
Well, I understand that. Okay. I thought they helped you out if you're old.
Car side assistance.
I assumed it was just, hey, I'm old.
They might.
Okay. What else would it be? What else do you need an association of old people for?
Just Rolling Stones tickets.
Yeah. That is pretty fun. Isn't this their last tour? Or?
I don't think it'll be their last tour.
I can't imagine they're going to tour much longer. Yeah.
Oof. They're going strong though. You know, hanging in there.
He's got the moves like Mick Jagger.
Oh. A lot of loose skin happening underneath them. Ugh. Yeah. And I've never been a huge fan of the Rolling Stones. Actually,
me neither.
I take it back. I used to think I was a huge fan of the Rolling Stones. I was like, oh, yeah, I really like the Rolling Stones. And then I found out that every song of theirs that I thought I liked of theirs was Van Morrison. And I realized, I just like Van Morrison.
Yeah, Van Morrison rocks.
Yeah, Van Morrison rocks. Rolling Stones. Actually, the song at the beginning of The Departed, you know which one I'm talking about? Great. One of the greatest intros. Right up there with Money for Nothing.
Yeah, I'm either having deja vu or we had this conversation recently, Dave.
I think you and I had this conversation recently.
Huh. But the Stones, it's for the olds.
Yeah, it's true. True story.
Yeah, I never cared for the Rolling Stones.
Yeah, all right.
They're like U2.
There's a couple. Yeah, very much like you two. Yeah.
Well, U2 has a good album, though.
Like, I'm not offended when U2 comes on. You know? No,
He went through enough focus groups to make sure.
yeah. You know. Remember that time he lost his laptop at the airport?
Yes.
With like all of their stuff on it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. What a weird thing.
Did he lose it at the airport?
I think it was at the
I thought
airport.
it like fell out of the plane.
Okay, Scott. Let's talk about how
Bono's.
you think Bono's laptop fell out of the plane.
What happened to Bono's shit? The top one is just, why is Bono from U2 regarded as shit?
Well,
That's not what I asked.
no.
That's why he is.
Also very pretentious. I think you got to go one lane, right? You can either be all about charity and going out
What
there.
happened to Bono's luggage after it fell out of a plane?
Well, maybe it fell out like of the baggage carrier.
Was accidentally dropped somewhere over Germany.
What?
Yeah, suck it.
I never heard about that.
That's bullshit. I don't believe any of that. Yeah, your news is weird. Here's what I'll say about Bono, though. Okay.
Stop putting your music on my phone.
Oh yeah, that first and foremost. That first and foremost. But you got to pick a lane. You can either be all about charity and doing all these concerts for charity and all this stuff, right? And you know, a lot of time in Africa, this guy. Or you can wear sunglasses at all times of the day. I don't think you can do both. You can either go help Africa all the time or wear sunglasses all the time.
I didn't think you were going with the sunglasses route, and that might be a correct take.
I think it is. I don't think you can be, you can't do both. That's, now you're pretentious as fuck. Like one or the other.
Yeah.
You can Jack Nicholson and have, or Jack Nicklaus. Nicholas.
The actor or the golfer?
Now I'm confused.
The actor is Nicholson in
Oh
Blue
no.
Shades.
Oh no.
I've gone cross-eyed.
But you can be him, or you can be in Africa all the time. I don't think you can be both. I don't think you can. Anyways. Next.
Okay.
What did happen to his luggage after it fell?
He still hasn't found what he's looking for.
Was that all just for that?
No, that's a joke somebody else made at the time of this story happened. I think it was Colbert. I just stole that joke.
I was gonna say if all that was bullshit, just to get to that.
I did a Rolling Stones story just so I could mention U2 to bring up the fact that he lost his luggage and still hasn't found it.
I wouldn't put it past you.
That would be really impressive of me if I did that.
All right, yeah.
That song bangs.
All right. What else you got over
All
there?
right. Anyways, 57-year-old woman was shot in the buttocks after she brought a concealed handgun into an MRI machine.
Oh,
Don't do that.
for many reasons, don't do that.
Your brain has the shell on it.
That shows a complete lack of understanding of what MRIs are.
Yeah.
You have no idea what you're doing. You went into that tube with no idea.
The magnetic imaging machine.
It's in the name. And I'm pretty sure that they go through a long list of what not to have. And
You
now
do not have your steel butt plug in, do you?
you say that, but I guarantee
Yeah.
there's been a couple times like, oh, whoops.
Healthcare workers said prior to entering the MRI machine, the patient had been asked if she had any forbidden items on her, including firearms, as part of a standard screening procedure.
Oh, firearms is already on the list. So this has happened before.
They had to ask the question.
Had to ask the question, check the box. No firearms?
Where did she have it hidden?
So that's my
Concealed.
question. Because don't you, strip down, kind of?
Well, we learned this. It could have been in her fat roll. She
It
probably
fits in the folds.
probably thought, hey, listen, they didn't get it at the metal detector, which follow up to that story about the lady putting the gun in her fat. It did set off the alarm, but they couldn't find it. So they kept beeping her, and it was like, I don't know. She's like her ribs beeping.
Yeah, am I
Her
gonna
rib- yeah.
am I gonna get in there?
I'm not getting in there. I'm not getting
Lift
in
it
there.
up.
Yeah.
Now the other one. Oh. Now the other one.
Oh, Jim, get out of there. Okay, yeah, but you're an idiot. We're learning something. A lot of people with concealed weapons are kind of dumb. Most of them women. 2 for 2. 2 for 2. In my small data set, 2 for 2.
100%. 100% of idiots with concealed weapons are women.
In these stories.
It's an iKnowBadeaux fact.
Oh, there we go. I'm going to make a stamp for the screen. Fact checked. Yeah, okay. So she gets shot in the buttocks.
Yeah, a doctor described the patient's entry and exit wounds as very small and superficial. But she was still taken to the hospital for further treatment.
She took that as a compliment.
Mr. Finch, are you trying to seduce me?
That's a good one.
Thank you, sir. Can I have that on my official chart?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Complete redneck moron. Tight holes.
Nice beaver.
All right. All right, next.
Okay. An Ohio attorney has been suspended after being accused of putting his own feces into a Pringles container and throwing it into the parking lot of a victims advocacy center.
Poop again!
The Ohio Supreme Court suspended attorney Jack Blakesley for a year for the alleged incident.
How does it have to go that high? How did we have to get this all the way to the Supreme Court? I mean, he's a lawyer, I guess.
They probably handled the bar. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, the floor there is pretty high.
Probably pretty high. Yeah, you don't just go to their friend in the district court.
Did he get anybody?
Well, did he come or what?
Pringles can doesn't seem like a good one. Like that, you're trying to get the pop the top.
I suppose, yeah, it's got to hit and go. Yeah.
His suspension will be stayed after 6 months. However, if he is accused of misconduct again, he will serve the full year suspension.
I accuse him.
Only if he's accused.
Yeah. I accuse this guy of further misconduct.
Of further misconduct. Not any specific.
Attempted misconduct.
Blakesley said he was only doing a prank. And it was one that he had pulled 10 times that year.
Oh, okay. All right, stop.
That kid is back on the escalator again.
Now you have to say if you attempt again. This guy's
Also, you
No.
admitted that you did it 10 times in a year.
I would put him in jail for attempted.
Yes.
What did we have in Ireland? Attempted deception.
Deception.
Well,
Throwing up Pringles. They look
I
like
thought it was Pringles.
It is attempted deception because really you're hoping that someone pops the top. You're not hoping for. You said splatter. No, you don't want.
You
Splatter.
roll it in there?
You want. You want someone to be like, oh, because you assume that's probably still fresh.
Ooh, pizza flavor.
It is fresh. It's still fresh.
The whole point of the can.
Sour cream and onion.
Really?
No.
You can't suspend me. I've already done this 10 times.
Yeah.
Okay.
The math on that. And then does he do the thing from the Mighty Ducks where he hides in the alley and laughs? Is that like what's the ultimate goal here? Just to get poo on people's fingers, or is it to watch the poo, or is it to just be a complete asshat?
Well, the justices said Blakesley had known the advocates working at the center for years and was going to see them in court 15 minutes after he threw the container into the parking lot.
Oh, he was going for the stink hand.
You smell like
Your Honor, can we have a continuance?
Or he just says he's known them for years. Maybe they're buds.
If they're buds, this is way funnier. Oh, no, I've been doing this guy all year. Literally been doing this all year.
He pissed in my coffee this morning.
Well, now we got to have a law that says you can't the Pringles can. Mm-hmm. Attempted deception.
7-year man.
Yeah.
At the time, Blakesley was representing the accused in a capital murder case.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Your Honor, can I get a new lawyer?
This guy deserves what he gets.
If I was on the other side of that case, right? So I'm the prosecution. I would just accidentally slip that in every once in a while. And does anyone have any Pringles? No Pringles. Okay. Wow. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I contemplated just reading the entire thing.
No.
Just from start to finish.
No.
And then saying go.
No. No, I'm glad you didn't. That's a hell of a...
Yeah, because that one just kind of kept coming.
Capital murder.
Yeah, nice. Into a Pringles can. Oh, and he threw it into a victims advocacy center parking lot? That seems kind of a dick move. He's known the people for a really long time. Maybe they're buds.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a fucking murder case?
No.
Dude.
People advocating for the dead.
He also... I'm assuming he has a secretary. I'm now envisioning him looking at his watch and going, oh, shit, I got to go.
Oh, shit.
I'm going to be late for court. Well, court doesn't start for another 45 minutes. I know. I have to make a stop.
I got to go pick up some lunch.
Pick up some Pringles.
Pick up and drop off some lunch.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. That's a lot of trust as well. The shitting into the Pringle can is a maneuver that takes a lot of trust in oneself.
And trust in cardboard.
Well, yeah. There's a lot of trust involved in it because then the transportation has to happen as well, right? So it's not like he pooped through it. He pooped, then transported.
Yeah, you have to have appropriately sized cup holders.
Yep. Oof. but that's the right move. The cup holder is the right move.
Yeah. You don't want that thing rolling around.
You can't. I mean, you could always buckle it into the seatbelt next to you, but that's going to have suspicions.
I would probably just do it at the location.
How though?
Just walk in, ask to use the bathroom, and then on your way out,
Okay.
drop the can.
Okay. I was thinking.
I don't shit in public.
I was.
Neither does my wife.
I'm sure this is a concern of this individual. He's very concerned about that. This seems more like a drive-by crime to me. So, premeditated.
Out the window?
Yeah. Well, because and you're right. It is out the window. It is over the car maneuver as well because you can't risk
throwing it out the passenger window.
We've all tried to throw a piece of gum out the window,
and it comes right back in.
No.
It's science.
I've been watching a bunch of stuff on the Unabomber because we talked about him a couple episodes ago. And,
Genius.
I was completely unaware of the Unabomber situation. First and foremost, you had said, he blew up universities and airports. Turns out that's what the Unabomber stands
That's
for.
what UNA is, yeah.
Universities, airlines, because the feds are pretty lame.
Yeah.
So it went from being kind of a cool, like Unabomber, that's kind of cool.
There can only be one.
There can be only one. To being a very lame nickname from the federal government. But it
was originally Unabomb. They didn't even call him Unabomber.
Oh, it was just Unabomb?
Yeah.
Okay. Very bizarre. And so they're pipe bombs, but they started with like wooden cases and stuff. And so a lot of it was like with wooden switches and things. So he'd have...
finely crafted material. Yeah.
That's how they kind of caught him eventually, besides his stupid letter.
His dumb brother.
Was this guy has been working on this craft for a long time to learn how to make these bombs with these switches. So you'd open up the package and the little piece of wood flips open, barometric switches and whatnot. It's freaking bizarre.
Yeah,
dude.
with the airplanes, it was barometric. So when the airplane would get to a certain height, it would go.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about this guy.
Yeah, freaking bizarre. Well, I thought I knew things about him. I knew nothing about him either. So.
I'm one of his biggest fans.
Yeah, we know.
We're finding this out. But
the bombing, way out of line.
Way out of line. But he would just walk up and just set them in place because you can't throw these things because they're like a wooden switch. Well, like you can throw a pipe. You can throw a pipe bomb, right? If it's attached to like an electronic, switch of some kind.
I probably still wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't either. But he would just walk up and just calmly set a package down in the university, or at the one was a car dealership, just in the parking lot. Like the secretary's like, "What was that dude all about?" And then there's a bomb, and she's like, "Oh, that dude was about that." That's what that was about. But crazy. But with this, I think a little similar. I think I'd want to...
You have to be precise?
I think I'd want to be more precise with it.
I mean, it's shit in a tube.
Well, it is, but I'm still thinking you got to get a nice... Because it's got to look like it's not just there. You know, like you don't want, it's not garbage. It has to look like Pringles.
Right. You want it to be, if it doesn't get opened,
Yeah, I would
lose.
So in Mighty Ducks, they put $1 in the purse. I'd put the receipt right there with the can.
Purchased 10 minutes ago.
Oh, this is fresh. CVS right there.
Surprised you didn't know that.
Anyways, that was a long ways to get to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, and all from a guy in a murder case.
The defense attorney.
Yeah.
And I love the part where
Read the room.
I love the part where shitting in a Pringles can gets all the way to the Supreme Court. What's on the docket today, Jim?
Yeah. Well, we gotta suspend Jack for 6 months.
6 months.
6 months.
Not Jack. Yeah, for 6
Shit
months.
a can again.
The 11th time this year.
The 11th time. The 11th time. Man, what?
Whatever his billable rate is for that.
Oh yeah. I'd want a refund if I was this guy. This guy's client. Okay, well, you got another one, or is that the last one? Because that's pretty good.
Yeah, we can end on that. Just real quick. Is it an energy drink or is it just water? Liquid Death.
Yeah, Liquid Death. Well, that's the joke. It's water in a can. Yeah.
They released an iced tea lemonade drink named the Armless Palmer. Well, Arnold Palmer's estate threatened to sue Liquid Death over the name, and so they changed the name to Dead Billionaire.
God, I love this country.
So now their actual product, whatever this variety is called Dead Billionaire.
Dead Billionaire.
In reference to Arnold Palmer.
That's
Armless Palmer.
That's great. Well, I don't understand how you can sue over Armless Palmer. I mean, it's close, but you just...
It's also clearly parody.
Yeah, it's very clearly parody. You can do that it degrades the brand. Like, that's how most of those go. But it's very clearly parody. I don't understand how you would lose that case.
And the Arnie Palmer is
just two drinks
generic.
mixed together.
Yeah, it's too generic and too widespread to even have grounds.
Yeah, that's crazy. But what a weird...
Dead Billionaire.
Liquid Death is clever, right? It's like, oh, it's Liquid Death.
What is that?
Yeah,
sounds extreme.
And it's got like a real aggressive biker type of logo on it.
Skulls, baby.
Yeah. And then you come to find out it's just water in a can, which I think is hilarious. I'm all for that. I would buy that product just because I think that's really funny. Even just the Armless Palmer, like it's not really that clever, you know. Dead Billionaire is not very clever. It's kind of an FU, but
it's strictly an FU.
Well, yes, yeah. Oh, you got one of those Dead Billionaires? I guess that's not too bad.
What are you drinking?
Yeah.
A dead billionaire.
What are you eating? Pringles.
You know, if I was him, though, to go back to him real quick, I would have went with Pringles. I would have went with the off-brand.
I'm surprised Pringles didn't get out in front of it.
Yeah.
And say it was Pringles.
Pringles.
Like the Kool-Aid.
Well, no, it was the other way around.
Yeah.
It probably was Pringles. And Pringles were like, no, it was Pringles. What are you talking about, Pringles? Pringles ain't no thing.
Yeah. Pringles don't exist.
Although, I will say, if you are trying to get someone to open the can, you want it to look pristine. You don't
Who's opening Pringles?
Yeah, no, I'm not opening. I would question.
This is clearly a tube full of shit.
It does reek of the like fake beans can or peanut can with the things in it. Yeah, which are always. I always seem as a kid, you're always like, oh, that's pretty funny. You know, you're gonna get him to open up the peanuts, and then you see it, and you're like, even as a kid, you're like, nobody's falling for that. Nobody's falling for that. All right,
not with that attitude.
No, definitely.
You got to
not.
sell it.
You definitely do. All right, is that it for the news?
Yes,
I appreciate it. That's a lot of fun. The news is always a good time. We were just talking before we started. Now that we know that Gabe's significant other has listened to the podcast.
Love you, man.
She started with an episode that was, not the news. And our recommendation to people is probably start with episodes that are not the news.
Check out the Be Kind Rewind. They're fun. They're fun.
Don't you remember 92?
Yeah, don't watch the ones that are driven by me.
Yeah. It is the one time when I have no idea what's happening. Zero idea. And it is relaxing. I do appreciate it because I have no fear over what's going to happen, because if it happens, it happens and we're all going to survive. But very rarely do we ever cut anything out of the episode. It's very, very and most of the time it's for timing. Like if we have a super long episode, there are times where I'm like, all right, we'll just cut out that section because it didn't go well. But that's maybe like 5 times total in the history of our 260. What are we on? 262 now, I think. In that entire time, I think we've cut out like 5 times we've cut out a story.
We've never cut out a story after fact checking it.
Oh, absolutely not.
I still haven't heard back on my application for the Swedish Sex Olympics.
That was one that we found out almost immediately. But everybody else for the internet was all on board with that as well. So, yeah. All right, folks, that is the news for this week. We are going to be back again next week with another of the draft days. And this is the Nicolas Cage draft.
Oh, I'm going to have to watch a Nick Cage movie every night.
You are going to have to watch a Nick Cage movie every night. The problem is you will find out that Nick Cage movies are not very streamable. It is few and far between on the Nick Cage movies that are, at least on the streaming services that I have. But I looked up a bunch where I was like, oh yeah, I'll watch that. I'll watch that. I'll watch that. And none of them. So it's going to be one of those purchasing from Amazon type of ordeals.
Okay, so I'm just watching Con Air 17 times.
Well, if you start with the unbearable weight of massive talent, you get about 5 or 6 movies in one.
Okay, so I'm going to watch that because you watched that in the theater.
Loved
correct?
it.
Yeah.
If you like Nick Cage, you'll love it.
Well, and I think it's perfect for this. I think it's perfect for this. I have not seen it, so I'm very excited to watch that. I started watching Leaving Las Vegas, which I thought I had watched, and I'm sure I have watched at some point. It's really funny that is a movie that 10 years ago I would have loved. Watching it now, you're just like, man, this is just dark and depressing. Jesus Christ, the 90s, the mid-90s got to a point where it's just like, oh my God, you guys need to calm the fuck down.
They gave us the Spice Girls.
There you go. Thank you, British government. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be back again next week with the Nick Cage draft, and then we'll be following back up the end of the month with the Be Kind Rewind 1998. So if you've got anything you want us to talk about, any of those subjects, come on over and send that to us in the comments on Facebook, or Twitter, which nobody responds to.
I do.
You are the only person that responds to our Twitter.
We'll talk about anything 1998 except Gary fucking Anderson.
Hold on.
Okay.
I just Googled 1998.
Yes.
The very first thing
first
that
thing.
pops up, 1998, U.S. Embassy bombings.
Oh, we're back, baby. We're back.
Yeah, but now we're getting into the string of Osama bin Laden attacks that I don't very much appreciate.
Yeah, I don't know. We're getting pretty close to home.
Yeah, they weren't domestic, so it's not as fun.
It was a foreigner mad at our government.
He doesn't even live here.
Well, it wasn't one of our own. Yeah, but if you've got anything other than bombings or bombings that is locally grown, go ahead and shoot that over to us so we can get that on the list. And then we got a game coming up as well for the end of the month. So we'll be doing that. Also, we are going to try and attempt to get Tim Severson to call in to do a movie review for us. So either on next week or hopefully in 1998 or one of the Be Kind Rewinds moving forward. We're going to try and get the official iKnowBadeaux movie reviewer to call in. We've got the technology.
Is he going to Wonka this weekend?
I don't know. We'll find out. But hopefully he'll shoot over a movie review to us. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here. Thank you to Scotty.
Yes.
Thank you to the Councilman Gabe Johnson.
Thank you, Dave.
And thank you to you, our listeners. We'll be back next week. Until then, we're done.
Yeah, if he doesn't go to Wonka this week, maybe he could just do something classic like Rookie of the Year for us. It would be funny if his second movie review was the same as the first one.
The first one, the first one was Little Big League.
Yeah, not Rookie of the Year, Little Big League.
Yeah, we should have him review the same movie again because now it's been a decade.
It held up 10 years ago. How's it looking now?
Yeah, it definitely held up 10 years ago.